Hello, everyone. It is 2025. Welcome back to the Gen X Lounge, the bi-weekly-ish podcast where we discuss the pop culture today and look back at the pop culture of yesterday. Mostly, we just shoot the shit. This is episode 34. I am your host, Brian, and with me are my amazing co-hosts. Two of them, anyway. The Mighty Quinn's here.
How's it going, boys? Good to see you.
It's going good. You're walking around carrying your phone, and it looks like the old
Yep.
What was that TV show on MTV where they would go in the haunted houses? You know what I'm talking
Fear?
about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fear.
but it was always on their faces when they were walking.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. You should turn all the lights off and have a night
I need
vision.
like the night vision pointed at my face. Yeah.
And then just randomly scream for no reason. Things we can't see because the camera's facing the wrong way.
That was a good show.
That was a show I haven't thought about in years.
Yeah.
And Pablo is here.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Always a pleasure to
Going on,
be here
Bolo?
with you. Hey. Brian, loving the fresh baldy. You're looking down.
I know. Me and Quinn were talking about it off recording. How much I love having no hair. It's
You look
fucking
awesome, bro. You look more menacing than before.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
I just want to be really menacing.
Yeah.
That was my New Year's resolution. Be as menacing as possible. Dude, my daughter is like directly above us, and she does crafts, and she has an office chair with wheels, and she just like launches that fucking thing across the floor. It's so loud.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How was everybody's New Year? We haven't. It is the New Year. It's the first episode of the New Year. The last episode came out New Year's Eve. So yeah, did everybody have a good New Year?
You know, I went out. Normally, I don't go out for New Year's. I'm in bed by like 10 o'clock, unless I'm hanging out with you guys.
Well, the last couple of years you hung out here, but we called it a night early.
Yeah. We always call it a night early, and then and you know, I'm a homebody. I don't do that stuff. But this year, I decided to. Denise wanted to go to the Rudder in Dewey because they have their annual gala and there's food and there's live bands there. And she's like, "Why don't we have some fun for once?" So we went and it was fun. And then both of us got COVID. So we've been sick for 2 weeks, and I have an excuse to never go out on New Year's ever again. So it worked out for everybody.
That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, we did not go anywhere. We had people over here, and everybody left here. I want to say by 8:30.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. And I watched a little Twilight Zone. I think I watched Twilight Zone until about 10:30, and then I went to bed. And I did not get COVID. Knock on wood. I'll probably get it. I'll probably wake up with it tomorrow for saying that.
Yeah,
was it a shit show there? I can't imagine. It must have been a fucking zoo.
It was crowded. I mean, there were a lot of. It was also raining pretty hard.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you had,
it hailed here. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything was wet around the deck, and so it was kind of hard to navigate. But they had some good music there. They had really good food there. But I wouldn't do it again. It was an odd crowd. It was. I felt like there were only a select few in our age group, and everybody else was in early 20s or late 60s. You know what I mean? There weren't a lot of.
I went there, which Christ Almighty, probably was 10 years ago. I felt I was 10 years older than everybody, at least 10 years older than everybody else there then, and so I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it was a night out at the Rudder. I've been to a ton of those. I've never paid that much to have a night out at the Rudder, but at the same time.
Now, did you get like free drinks after you paid, or did you?
Yeah. So it covers your drinks and your food.
Like, drinks all night or like 5?
But I don't really, I don't hit it that hard. I just had a couple beers.
I don't hit it that hard. Bolo, we went out to the Creamery, me and Quinn, and hung out with some of Jamie's crew. Worlds were colliding. You know how Quinn loves it when worlds collide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I was at the bar and I ordered a beer, and Quinn's like, "You got root beer?" And she was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'll have a root beer." Oh, he's letting his hair down tonight.
I think I asked for something else, and then she was talking about how good the root beer was, and I was like, "Give me one of those."
Yeah, you got real excited about the root beer.
Yeah, it was some good root beer.
There you go.
Yeah.
How about you, Bolo? What'd you do?
My New Year's was spent in the house with my grandson, Mark Anthony. He's 9 years old, and he's all about building stuff, Legos, and
Nice.
he's pretty spectacular. So we had a really chill New Year's. Didn't go out, didn't drink. So it was one of the first times in a good while that I haven't drank on New Year. So I'm a fan of being, safe more so than being out with the amateurs and the young folks. So great time at home.
Yeah.
That surprises me a little bit, Chris Jones, with the amount of times, I see you posting that you're out at bank shots having fun and all that you don't party it up on New Year's.
Yeah, I reeled it in. I mean, essentially, like with the wife having the hip surgery, we didn't go out from October to basically my birthday. And then my birthday, I had a few drinks, and the wife said, "Hey, you haven't drank in 2 months. Slow down." I was like, "I'm fine." The next thing I know, the rest of my night is being explained to me. So I missed a few things. I fell down. Picking up a quarter. Who picks up a quarter in a bar?
Drunk people.
Guess. Yeah. I was that guy, and I fell. I tumbled. So these things were explained to me. So I was like, New Year's, no drink.
I feel like Bolo falling at the bar is different than the rest of us falling at the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the ground would shake, the crowd would
process.
Yeah, people move out the way. They're like, "Oh, he's coming down."
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, I think I had two beers New Year's Eve because one of the husband of my cousin was here with her husband, and he brought me a 4-pack, so I think I had 2 of those. But and then I'm done. I haven't had a drink since. I'm doing dry January. I am 16 days into dry January, so I am more than halfway through.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, man, I drink like Saturday nights anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now in December, that goes right out the window. I drink a lot in December. I mean, there's just so much shit going on. So, but generally, I try to keep it to once a week, so it's fine. But I was like, my buddy Danny did it last year, and he was talking about doing it this year, so I was like, I'll do it. And then I started talking it up to my cousin at work because he really needs to stop drinking. That motherfucker drinks every night. I kept on talking about it with him, and he was like, I didn't want to do it, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, Dan, you probably need doctor supervision to do dry January, and I just kept saying shit like that to him. You know what I mean? Like basically like negative reinforcement.
Yeah.
And but he's done it, and I don't think he's lying. I mean, he's stuck to it. As of today, he's going to Vermont skiing this weekend, so we'll see what happens. But he says he's not going to. He's going to he's going to multiple poker nights and not done it. So, and he says he's like, you can tell he feels better. You know what I mean? Like in the mornings, you can tell. He comes in, he's a little more bright eyed. He feels a little better. So, I was like, dude, look, when this is over in February, just drink like once a week, man. You know what I mean? Like just like me, just drink like one. If you're going to drink, just drink one night a week. Otherwise, you did it for nothing. So
bad things can happen, like falling over, picking up.
Yeah, well, I mean, or cirrhosis.
Right?
Yeah.
Dying.
Let's actively avoid that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like we're not covering, all these passings. My God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But so hopefully everybody listening had a good New Year. Quinn said before the show we don't really have to talk too much about football, but that's just the football team isn't playing football no more. So we have to talk a little bit about football.
Are you ready for football?
Bro, this is probably there's probably 2 more times after tonight that we'll talk about football on the show until next year, until September.
Yep.
There's really 2 more.
Unless the Eagles win it all, then you'll be talking about it all the time.
Oh my God. I might have to do a podcast just by myself if the Eagles win it all. But I don't know, man. Jesus. So, yeah. Quinn,
Yeah.
your team has been eliminated.
Yeah, in terrible fashion, too. It was complete identity destroying collapse over the last 5 games.
Yep.
So
Was not good.
It's sapped my energy for sports in general. That's how bad it was. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to disagree with you, Quinn, because I see you fire up your PlayStation and you're playing Madden.
I can play Madden.
See, that's because I can win every game, Chris Jones. In Madden, the Steelers haven't lost in 8 seasons. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm not even after that loss and the way they lost. I'm not even excited for next season. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, I'm not even looking forward to the draft at this point. It was just completely demoralizing to watch them fail so spectacularly. So,
oh wow, took the wind right out of your sails, huh?
Oh yeah. I can't even describe it. Like, there's been times when they lose, I can't have anything to do with football after that. You know what I mean? So
done.
I wouldn't watch the other playoff games or anything.
Yeah.
But this one was so numbing and overwhelming that, like, I just don't care anymore. Watching football doesn't do any extra pain to me at this point. So it's just like, yeah, whatever. So
that was me last year, and our teams had similar endings to the seasons last year.
Yeah,
my team and your team this year, because just an utter collapse. Down the stretch. Our collapse lasted longer. I think ours was. I don't even know, dude. What do we? We started 10-1 and we finished 11-6. So so it's basically would have been the same. You guys finished with 5 straight losses.
We were 10-3. We finished 10-8, including the playoff game.
Yeah, so it's essentially the same. Yeah.
The only cold comfort in that is all the teams they lost to are still playing, with the exception of the Bengals. They lost to the Eagles, Chiefs, and the Ravens twice. So it's not like they lost to Patsies. And the other loss is to Joe Burrow.
Yeah, we lost to garbage teams last year. I mean, like, we lost to we got blown out by the Giants. Like, so.
Yeah. That was embarrassing. And that was funny. Like, my wife's a Giants fan, so I have a running joke with her, like, this is the year you're going to beat us. And then I said that year, and it happened. And we were at a friend of her, a person who used to work for her, in his house, and he's an Eagles fan, and it's 3 Eagles fans and my wife, and she is having a grand ball because the Giants ran roughshod on us.
I bet
that game.
Yeah, it was that was a fun Sunday.
Man.
Yeah, so our Eagles are good. They're playing this week against the Rams of LA after beating the Packers of Green Bay.
Had no trouble with the Packers.
I wasn't thrilled about the game, but yeah, I mean, they won handily. Wasn't
they should have won bigger than that.
They should have. Yeah, I think they should have done better. Hopefully, they get it more together this week. But
they're going to have to, because the Rams look spectacular against
the Rams are a scary team.
Rams are good. They won the Super Bowl.
People handled them though.
Ago. But I mean, we also put up.
But this is a whole new year.
We played them in November, and we rushed for 300 yards and 500 yards of total offense. Yeah, we destroyed them. We won like 37-10 or something.
Yeah, but they also lost to the Cardinals that month, I think. Or
they're way better they're way better now than they were in November, for sure.
And Man, Josh Allen scored 6 touchdowns against them and lost. So
yeah. Now,
so anything can happen, but I do expect I do expect you guys to just kind of shut them down and outscore them. But don't take them lightly.
Oh no, I don't.
No. And like you said, they beat the piss out of the Vikings. Which leads me to
on the road.
Yeah, on the road. And like, honestly, man, it made me so happy. I fucking cannot stand the goddamn Vikings. And
apologies to Derek moving us
apologies to
somewhere else.
Derek, because he's a nice dude, and I know he's loved the Vikings forever. He's a swell guy. And honestly, probably 99% of the Vikings fans are probably like the nicest people. I mean, they're just like Midwestern people.
Yeah.
Like, they're nice. They're good. I mean, they did desecrate the Rocky statue in 2017. Or 2018, I guess it would have been before the.
Well,
NFC
they've lost
game.
4 Super Bowls. How much more of a curse can they bring on themselves?
Yeah. But I work with a guy, Martin, who
Shout out, Martin.
Who decided arbitrarily to become a Vikings fan because he decided he hated Donovan McNabb, the former quarterback for the Eagles. So back when the Eagles were going to NFC championship games and losing, he decided he hated Donovan McNabb. He's going to pick a new team. So he picked the Vikings as his team. And he is so obnoxious about the Vikings, even though they've never won shit. And he's like such a troll about everything with, so for that reason alone, I cannot root for the Vikings ever because I refuse. I don't ever want him to be happy with his football team winning anything. Sorry, Derek. I'm sorry that you're getting splashed with my hate, but like he doesn't deserve to have a winning team. This motherfucker at work, the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they won the Super Bowl, mind you, by destroying the Vikings in NFC championship game, and then they won the Super Bowl in Minnesota on the Vikings home field. This fucking guy had the audacity. The only guy in our building full of Eagles fans, and Martin, the Vikings fan. You know who went to the fucking parade? Martin, the Vikings fan. Because his excuse was, well, I live in Philly, so why wouldn't I go? I got to support my city. I was like, you're a fucking asshole. So,
did he wear his Vikings colors?
I sure he didn't.
Of course not.
But yeah, dude. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Now, the way I'm talking, you might think I hate this guy. I love him. He's a great guy. But man, fuck you.
I am more or less ambivalent about the Vikings. I've always liked their uniforms. They're one of those teams, their helmets, like when their offensive line lines up and all those helmets are next to each other, it looks awesome. It's like the Vikings are like that. The Rams are like that.
I like the Rams old Vikings, but the Rams old helmets better. I was actually thinking that watching that.
Yeah,
game.
me too.
Their old helmets were cool as shit.
Yeah, I love the old helmets.
Yeah, they're super cool. I also like my team's old school helmets more too, but
dude, the Kelly green is the best.
Oh, it's so good. I love it.
And it's crazy. I'm not a fan of the Kelly green. I'm really not.
Oh, get out!
I can't.
Oh my God.
I just got my daughter. I just got my daughter a Barkley Kelly green jersey.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it does look good, but it's going to look good on her. Like I'm a fan.
Oh, that reminds me. Somebody gave Denise an Eagles flag. That's gorgeous. It's like it's the logo with the eagle in flight. I forget whether he has something in his talons or anything. But it's a bright green and it's huge. And you guys are welcome to it because I'm not flying that shit in my house. But either.
I'll take
it. I was gonna say Brian will take it.
Me and Bolo have to arm wrestle for it. You can just get Bolo.
No,
you guys let me know because it's.
You're gonna win that battle because I got tennis elbow.
Yeah, so do I, man. Oh my God, dude. I did something on my elbow like August, and like my arm has never fully recovered. Nope. Like I still go to the gym,
you guys are old
and everything, but when I have to take my giant handful of pills every morning, it's like the motion of bringing my hand to. I feel it every morning. It's like super tight.
It's so bad,
man. What the fuck happened to me?
Every Friday, old man. Every Friday when I'm doing my training session with my 76-year-old who I've been with for 6 years now, Mr. Ellis, Dave Ellis. Absolutely awesome guy, and he's strong as all get out. We do arms, and both of us have the same. We all have the same injury, So we get halfway through the workout, and we're almost quitting because no matter what curl you do, it hurts. Hammer curls you can get away with, but basic curls, absolutely awful. Like the pain is just terrible.
Yeah, I do arms on Friday also. I don't do a ton of arms because I feel like you do arms throughout the week anyway, as you're doing everything else.
Agreed.
So
painful.
Yeah. All right, let's go to news. news. It wouldn't be a Gen X Lounge without that's rest in
Jeez.
peace,
Oh God.
Bob Uecker,
Bob Uecker, man.
Mr. Baseball himself, former baseball player for what team?
Was he the Indians? What was Bob Uecker on? I don't remember him. I don't remember him playing. I just remember him announcing and doing beer commercials.
He announced, he did beer commercials. He obviously was one of the. Was he a star of Major League? I mean, he's he's probably the second or third most memorable character in Major League, but he probably wasn't listed as a star, but obviously he was in Major League.
He was fantastic in it.
He's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he was the dad on Mr. Belvedere.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I never watched that show.
Oh, really? Yeah, he was the dad on Mr. Belvedere. And
That's
then
hilarious.
Just today, we lost David Lynch at 78 years old. I won't act like I was a huge David Lynch fan, but I mean, obviously, Twin Peaks was big when we were coming up.
Mm-hmm.
First film was Eraserhead, which is cult classic. He did The Elephant Man, which I remember being on TV and me coming down out of my bedroom for something and walking into the living room and being mortified by it. Blue Velvet, which is a great flick. Mulholland Drive is a great flick.
Yeah.
He did original Dune, first Dune, with Sting.
Yeah, and Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle MacLachlan. Yep. So yeah. So he.
Did you see the Twin Peaks movie? Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me.
Yeah, we watched it in Manor North. Because Stumpy was a big David Lynch fan because he also showed us. What is Wild at Heart? The one with Nick Cage.
That's Nick Cage.
Yeah, I remember watching that with Stumpy. I may have watched Blue Velvet in their dorm room too. Stumpy and Derek's dorm room. He did Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive, like I said. So,
yeah, I was working in the movie theater when the Twin Peaks movie was out. Okay, and so I never watched it all the way through, but I would pop in to just because it was so bizarre. You could go into any scene.
Yeah, it's so fun.
And the first one I went into. There's like a dwarf in a suit. He's talking.
Doesn't he talk in like reverse or something?
Yeah, what happens is he read his lines in reverse and then they played them forward. So so you can understand him, but it's bizarre. Does that make sense? Yeah. And like it was the most unnerving thing I had seen. There's also what I remember. One of the I forget what her name was, like Laura Palmer or something.
Laura Palmer's the dead girl, right?
Yeah, but she's alive in the movie, and she's sitting at the kitchen table, and I think it's Kyle. Well, I forget who the dad is, but the dad comes over and pinches her cheek, and it's like pulling her mouth to the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when he lets go, it stays like that, and it's for no reason. It's the freakiest thing ever. And I'm a teenager watching it in the movie theater. I'm like, nope, no, thank you. I just turned around and walked out.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't think it's a horror movie, but it was a horror movie back then.
Yeah.
So
didn't you? I thought I remember you telling a story. I feel like that you told a story about it when we were in college. Didn't you play the reels out of order and no one noticed?
Oh, not in that movie. No,
that was a different movie. What the hell movie was that?
I'll have to remember. I want to say it was Tron, but we didn't play Tron back then. I'll have to remember. There was a movie.
Just super weird. What else we got? Top 10 films of 2024 have been released. Some of them are still in theaters, so it may ultimately change, but and kind of a surprising top 10. Number 10, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, which came out.
This is box office that you're doing?
Yeah, top 10 box office, yeah.
Okay.
Not top 10 by rating, that's for sure. So there's our Godzilla mention. Number 9, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is still in theaters.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's so low, actually.
Yeah. Number 8 was Twisters. Number 7, Dune Part 2. Number 6, Beetlejuice. Number 5, Despicable Me 4. I don't know how those movies keep making money.
Yeah.
Number 4.
They're adorable.
They're adorable. Is that why?
They are.
Number 4 is still in theaters, Moana 2.
Hey,
Number 3 still in theaters, which is Wicked. Number 2 is Deadpool and Wolverine. And number 3 is number 3. Jesus Christ. Number 1 for the year was Inside Out 2. So, of that list, I've only seen 2 of them. I've seen Godzilla and Deadpool.
That makes 2 of them.
Yeah, I think that's all. I saw. I saw Beetlejuice also.
Did you see Twisters?
And I did see Twisters. Yes, forgot about that. So
yeah, so the fact that I've only seen 2 of these 10, when we actually later on break down our tops of 2024, and the amount of movies from 2024 that I saw, and I've only seen 2 that are in the top 10. I don't know. I guess that just tells you something about my taste in movies, I guess.
Well, there are a bunch of kids movies in there. There's at least 4 kids movies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go see You're
not gonna go see Despicable Me.
No.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Golden Globes also happened since the last time we recorded. And I won't go through all that stuff, but best motion picture drama is this movie, The Brutalist. Have you heard anything about it? I keep hearing about it.
That's the Adrian Brody movie?
And it's really long. It's 3.5 hours long, apparently.
Yeah. I have not seen it. The first time I heard about it was on the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen pictures of it, and I think I might have seen a trailer that explained nothing. But I'm curious about it. He also, Adrian Brody also won Best Male Performance in a drama.
Yes,
it must be good.
Bolo.
Congratulations to that guy.
No, but a fun fact about Adrian Brody.
He also won Best Director for a motion picture for Bradley Corbett.
Well,
so
okay,
shit. Yeah.
What's your fun fact, Bolo?
A fun fact about Adrian Brody. He was dating what's his name, Chris Hemsworth's current wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She left him for Chris Hemsworth. and this chick she's beautiful, right? So
I know her.
Yeah,
she's an actress in her own right? She was in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, she was one of the cops that Vin Diesel got the smash, I guess.
Forget her name. It's like Elsa Pataki or something like that.
Yeah. So Adrian Brody at the Golden Globes, he has a girlfriend who looks just like Chris Hemsworth's wife. He never got over her.
Dude,
I feel like if you get left for Chris Hemsworth, that kind of eases the blow a little bit.
Fine. Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah.
You
can't fight him. You can't.
No.
He's a beautiful, powerful man.
Yeah.
I remember when Bridget Moynihan left her man for Tom Brady way back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy had a quote that said, like, I thought I was done losing my girl to the quarterback because he was like in his 30s or something.
And then he left her for
for Giselle.
Yeah.
And then he left Giselle for football.
Dude, he lasted like a week in his own house and was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I know, really. Best television series drama though, Shogun won that.
Yeah,
well deserved.
Yeah, clap, clap, clap.
And
fantastic series.
Yep, and then best performance by a female actress, Anna Sawai won that for Shogun. Yep, best performance by an actor, Hiroyuki Sanada won that for Shogun. And then I want to say best supporting actor was also won by the guy from Shogun who played the the funny yet treacherous.
Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah, he played
the pirate.
No.
No, not the pirate.
Tadanobu
It's,
Asano in Shogun. He was the dude who
his loyalty kept shifting back and forth.
he ended up
Oh.
he committed seppuku on the cliffs in the last episode.
Yeah.
And then best performance by a male actor in a limited series was Colin Farrell for The Penguin, which I think is also well deserved. Although
Well deserved.
a little bummed that Kristen Mialotti didn't win for her.
Yeah.
Because I thought
She
was
lost
fucking awesome.
who'd she lose to? Jodie Foster? Somebody lost.
Oh yeah, she lost to Jodie Foster for the
True Detective.
True Detective. Yeah. So that is news. We got a few trailers we can talk about. Only two though.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Or to a streaming service near you. For the first one, actually for both of these. We have The Last of Us Season 2 trailer drop. Looks good. Doesn't show a ton that story-wise, which is good. Although you have played the second one, right?
I'm sorry, the second.
You're talking about The Last of Us?
The Last
cut
of
out
Us,
for a
yeah.
second.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, The Last of
Yeah.
Us. Yeah.
I
So that trailer
games.
dropped. So you played
Yeah.
You played both games. Quinn, you did not. You don't know anything about The Last of Us Part 2.
No. Well, and I did not watch the trailer because I have my suspicions of what happens in season 2, and I don't want them confirmed. So
Okay. Honestly, I'm going to not lie to you. I don't think the trailer will confirms anything. Honestly,
okay.
It does look good. It's just your typical drama trailer.
Yeah.
Yelling, people screaming, horrible things happening.
And a click.
When does that show come back?
Yeah. March or April? No, April.
Okay.
March is the second trailer that we got, which is for Daredevil.
Born
Which
again.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this show.
Yeah.
It's got the Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio. It's got the Punisher.
Punisher.
In it.
Yeah.
It was that also. What the hell's the Bullseye? Was that his name?
Bullseye.
He's
Bullseye
in it, right?
season 2 of the Netflix show. Like, I don't hear a lot of people talking about how freaking great Bullseye was in that series.
Was he in season 2 or 3? I feel like he was in 3. Wasn't season 2?
I thought there were only
season
2.
was
Were
the
there 3?
Elektra. Nah, season 2 was the one with Elektra.
Well, then it's season 3 then.
Yeah.
But whatever season he is fantastic.
Yes, he is.
So,
is it the same actor?
Yeah.
Do you know? No, it is.
I believe so. Yeah.
No, that's good. I'm glad they did that. Then.
But that's one of the big reasons I was so sad they canceled that show because he was so good in it.
This looks like a very much in the same vein as the Netflix show. I mean, there's like people getting their arms broke, people getting the shit kicked out of them. The Punisher obviously is in it, and he had his own. He was in season 2 of the Netflix show, and then he obviously had his own show. Did his show go 1 season or 2?
His show had 2 seasons.
Two seasons.
So he had his own show. He's perfectly cast as the Punisher.
He really is.
Yeah, and so it's got the Kingpin is the mayor now, which was hinted at the end of Echo. He was going to run for mayor. So that's cool. Super excited.
It also has the rest of the cast, Karen and Foggy.
Karen and Foggy are in it, which is good because they were in the original idea for the show. They were both going to be dead, which is
and Foggy looks like a stud. Got the
he's got the
going on, the fresh cut,
the close cropped hair. Yeah, But
I'm 100% on board for that. I cannot wait for this show.
I would love for them to bring back Jessica Jones, bring back Luke Cage. You know what I mean?
Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones is so awesome.
Yeah.
Luke Cage is great. I don't care if they bring back who the hell was
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
You know, I didn't mind him as much as everybody else.
I didn't either.
I really didn't.
No, I like the second season a lot more of Iron Fist, and I liked him in the Defenders series. And like people really shit on that Defender series, and I kind of liked it. I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was. It had good fights. Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones was funny in it, and she got to do like she's super powered, so she got to do some cool shit with her powers, which is cool. And
I love the girl in Iron Fist that was helping. I can't remember the character's name.
Oh yeah, I know who Quinn's talking about.
She was one of the Sand Snakes in Game of Thrones.
Yep, she
Jessica Hedrick.
was Iron Fist by the end of the show, right? And it also had the police woman who gets a robotic arm. Who's
Misty Knight.
Misty Knight. Who's and her and the girl in the comics.
Colleen Wing, that was her name. Colleen.
And they form a team. In the comics, right? Her and
correct.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with them bringing all of them back, except maybe recast Iron Fist with somebody who actually knows martial arts. That would probably be helpful.
You'd probably have to recast Stick as well. I don't know how old Scott Glenn is these days.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I wonder if Stick. Well, he's a Daredevil character. I wonder if he will be dead in this show, or if they will retcon it so that he's still alive, because he died in the. I
don't know.
He died in either the Defenders show or one of the Daredevil seasons, but he's an awesome character too.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, good shit. All right.
That's coming out pretty soon, March 4th.
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm jazzed about that.
All in.
All right, let's talk about what we're watching, what we're doing, what have we watched. And actually for this rendition of this, we are going to talk about our tops of 2024. So let's move to that.
And now, our feature presentation.
Did everybody finish Creature Commandos? Quinn, I know last episode you said you were wild about Creature Commandos.
I watched the first 4 of them. I know there's only 6.
Yeah, you're 7.
And
is there 7?
7.
Oh, okay.
Well,
3 more.
The second, I think the last time we talked, I had watched either 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So I watched 2 more, and it's improved a little bit, but I can tell you, I still do not care 1 iota about any character in that show. I feel like the action scenes set to carefully selected rock songs.
It's a James Gunn thing that's
is very forced.
It's a little played out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very James Gunn trope. And yeah, there's some humor in it. There's I've smiled a couple of times. I think the episodes I watched were the GI Robot one and then the Weasel one.
Yeah. I mean,
and I
he does have a way of making you care about that. Like, I love the Weasel episode just because.
Oh man,
I don't know. He's just a dumb animal. I liked that episode. I'm surprised you didn't like it as much as you love dogs.
This is not a dog though. Do you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of Bill the Cat from Bloom County.
He looks like Bill the Cat a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Did we need another Suicide Squad? Because that's exactly what it is.
It is,
and I don't care.
Squad, yeah.
It feels like it.
Yeah,
and here's would recommend finishing it anyway.
I was going to say the unpopular opinion. I didn't give a shit about the Suicide Squad either. You know what I mean? Like, I know people loved James Gunn's version, and it was better than the first one. But I probably could have made one that's better than the first one.
Yeah, I didn't like the first one. I liked the Gunn version, and I love Peacemaker. But if you don't like that style of stuff, then you probably wouldn't like Peacemaker either.
Well, I've seen some episodes of Peacemaker. I think I watched the first 3 or 4, and I did like it. I just fell off. It kind of had the same tone for me that Ash versus the Evil Dead had, the TV series, where you just don't take anything. Yeah, you don't take anything seriously. You're just in it for the humor. But yeah, like with so many options out there to watch, Creature Commandos, I do not feel a need to sit down and watch. Does that make sense? I'm just like,
yeah, I feel you. I was invested in it, and I'm glad I watched it. But and I'm sure Dutch would, if he was here tonight, would disagree. But because he in the text chain, he was saying how he really enjoyed the last episode, and I honestly did not really enjoy the last episode. So I mean, it's whatever. If they do a season 2, it's a throwaway thing. I think the episodes are so short anyway that it's almost like I would watch it and be like, all right, let me knock this out real quick. The same way I would watch a YouTube video in 25 minutes or something. Like it's the same thing kind of to me. It's so I don't know. I certainly hope the DCU doesn't all have that tone, because that shit would get old fast.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I like to think that this is a good kickoff, Creature Commandos, for James Gunn's DC universe. Because it's something tonally different. We're not getting beat over the head with the big players like your Batman, your Superman.
Batman's in it though. You do see him.
We do get a foreshadowing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, of a hulking like Batman that could be
big Batman. Yeah,
it could be Ben Affleck or Alan.
They left it open for interpretation. Yeah,
could be Jack Reacher as Batman. You never know.
Speaking of Jack Reacher, dude, that show comes back in like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
there was a new trailer for that came out. Did you see it? You didn't miss the trailer.
No,
new Reacher trailer.
We talked about it. Believe me.
Man, it looks pretty good.
You should watch it. It's pretty great.
All right, I'll watch it after.
He's arm wrestling that giant dude.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, dude. The first comment I saw, I saw the trailer. The first comment on the trailer on YouTube was, "They should make 20 seasons of this show." That's how I feel.
It's perfect dad. It's just like perfect dad TV. It's so brainless and dumb. Like, whenever that season drops, we should try to commit to all of us watching it in the span it takes to go from whenever the episode before to when the, you know what I mean? So we can all do a deep dive on the season.
It is straight sugar cereal. That whole
it is.
That whole series.
It really is.
I love it so much.
But I think both seasons of that show I basically binged in 48 hours. But I think both of the seasons of that show.
Was that 2024? Was Reacher season 2 2024? Because I got to update my list.
It might have been right at the end of 2023. Hang on.
Somebody look that up. Because I'm going to have to adjust my top 10 list if that was in 2024.
Reacher season 2. It hit on December 15th, 2023, and concluded January 19th, 2024. So
I'm including it.
So does this show go episodic? Oh, you know what? I think it does, right? They drop like 3 to start, and then it's weekly. So we won't be able to binge it all in one chunk in that case. But that's all right. As long as we all keep up with it, it's all good.
No, I like waiting a week for it. I don't want to binge.
Yeah. I think the first season I got it after it had been out, and I had read some stuff about it, and people were like, Reacher's the perfect turn your brain off entertainment. So
I remember telling you about it. I remember going, is anybody watching Reacher?
Like,
fantastic.
Reacher, it's so dumb, it's good, basically.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And what's funny is I watched it originally because I liked both Tom Cruise movies. You know what I mean? Like, I liked the character.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, they're making a series. Because I remember when those Tom Cruise movies came out, the big knock on them was, in the books, Reacher's huge. And Tom Cruise was little.
Looks like the guy that plays Reacher in the show. And in the
and I'm like, oh, they got a book accurate books I've never read, mind you. But I'm like, they got a book accurate Reacher. I'm going to watch this show. And it was so dumb and compelling at the same time. It was like an awesome Walker, Texas Ranger.
It's like Walker, Texas Ranger with a lot more violence, sex, and profanity. Basically,
agreed. Agreed.
like
and acting that you can't tell if it's awful or genius.
Yeah. If Chuck Norris gave up being a Christian and redid Walker Texas Ranger. Anybody finish? I have not finished it yet. I have one episode to go. Skeleton Crew.
I finished it today. In fact,
cool.
the last one is out now.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was out until late last night, and then I was like, "Well, fuck it, I'll just catch it for the next one." I really do like that show. I think it's really good. Did the ending did it hold up?
Yes and no. I'll wait until we talk until you see it before we can talk about it.
All right.
I was not unhappy with the ending.
Yeah. And then I did watch all of American Primeval, which, Quinn, you said you are like halfway to 2/3.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through it. That's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, so we'll hold off and discuss that one next episode. Yeah. Bolo, I don't know how you feel about Westerns, but I would definitely say it's worth a watch. It's 6 episodes. Do not watch it with your grandson in the room.
No. It is violent.
Oh, it is violent.
Okay.
Very good. Well acted, well shot. Some amazing shit in it. Historically based on real history. I don't know. I almost said historically accurate, which I'm sure it's not, but it's based on it's based on actual historical events, at least. So it's worth watching. Anybody else watch anything of note before we dive into 2024's best?
I think that's all I got. I'm watching currently.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, without further ado, then let's get into our top of 2024, and basically the rules going in were anything 2024 that you books, movies, video games, whatever. Let's figure it out. So let's do that right now. Oh yeah. All right. I will not go first. I will go last. So, Bolo, how about you, man? What are your tops of 2024?
I would have to say Deadpool Wolverine was a big highlight for me because, the comic book stuff. I also saw The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. Yeah. He can make a movie called The Librarian, and I would watch it. And
I think there is a movie called The Librarian.
It's a TV show.
All right.
And I can see him walking into a library, and there's guys just making noise, and he's like, "I thought I told you guys to be quiet." You know what I mean? And then he just whoops ass. You know what I mean? I'll watch him do his thing. I'm a huge fan of that guy. Let's see what else.
Your standards for being a good actor are be buff and tough.
Well, there's that. There is
and cool.
That.
Yeah, and cool. Yeah, and cool.
He does have a cool factor to him.
Yeah.
Video games, I would have to say one that I'm the Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't even finished it, but it's something.
But that's coming out in 2024 though, Paulo. But I mean, I will say Ghost of Tsushima is fucking incredible.
Yeah, I haven't.
Did you play anything that came out this year that's worth mentioning?
Not. It came out in 2018. It's a game by the Remedy Studio. It's called Control, and it's pretty awesome. It's a female who goes into this building like a federal bureau of investigation or like paranormal activity, and oddly enough, that game is connected to Alan Wake. So it's bizarre. Like something happens in Alan Wake is in this game. So I was like, what? So
that's a cult classic.
Yeah, I actually want to go back and play Alan Wake.
So it's like a mystery game?
Yeah. But with the girl ends up having, kinetic powers, and it's bizarre. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
TV, I would have to say, and I may have mentioned this before, Lioness, a new show called Landman. Landman with Billy Bob Thornton.
Right. You said Landman, so now I got to talk about Landman.
Yeah. I'm, I'm
God
up
damn
to
it,
date on
dude.
it, and I
Did
fucking
you
love that
watch
show.
Landman?
Oh yeah,
I've seen clips of it. I haven't seen the show. No.
that show
Man.
is fucking
So we
awesome.
started Landman, and
Every show I watch, or every clip I see, is just him lecturing some woke person on right wing talking point.
Yeah. So we started Landman, and I love Billy Bob Thornton.
So do I.
I don't
Yep.
know enough about Tyler Sheridan, who's the creator of Landman and Yellowstone in 1823, and
Yeah.
you know, my dad loves Fox News and whatever other TV shows he's created. He so and it's fine. The first episode, I was like, this is okay. You know, I think we're up to episode 3, and I tapped out. Billy Bob Thornton. Billy Bob Thornton is fucking great in it. Let me just start right now by saying that, because he's fucking great. He's
great in
funny as
everything.
hell. Yeah, he's so funny. He does this sort of like bewildered, tired, just like fed up thing really well, where he'll say something really funny and really smart assy.
His delivery is perfect on everything that he does.
He's so good. The dude from Mad Men is in it. John
Hamm.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Dude, everybody else can fucking die in a fire. Like that show. Allie Larder is in it as his wife, who is
Billy Bob's wife.
Yes, ex-wife, who is
she's found her way back into his life.
Who might possibly be the worst written female character I've seen on a TV show in possibly ever. She has no, other than how she looks, she has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. She is the worst, most vapid human being on the fucking.
She's got to be 35 years younger than him.
Probably. She's probably well. How old's? I don't know. You think? Cause remember she was in what's the football movie where she
Varsity Blues? Yeah, and Billy Bob is actually younger than he looks. He comes across, but still
they're probably fairly close in age.
I don't know about that.
I bet you there's probably a 10-year difference, maybe. Bolo, Google their ages, Allie Larder and Billy Bob. Now I'm curious. His daughter, who comes to visit him, is the second worst written character I've ever seen. Here's our introduction to his daughter, Quinn, is as follows. Now, she's flying out with her boyfriend, who is a super stud quarterback, who is so well known. Now, I understand that football in Texas is a big deal or whatever.
Yep.
But has groupies. So she flies out with him to stay with Billy Bob for a couple of weeks.
Billy Bob Thornton was born in 1955.
Okay, and how old's Ellie Larder? What year was she born?
Give me a second.
She's got to be closer to 1970 something. She's got to be our age, I think, right?
So he's 70.
Yeah.
And she is what?
He does not look 70.
Well, hold on. How you spell her last name? You said Larter?
Larter.
Okay, Larter. Sorry.
This is compelling listening.
Yeah, nobody has Alexa in their house, for God's sake. Somebody find this answer.
Jesus Christ. Hang on, I'm going to find it now.
I can't find it.
You can't find
it. Sometimes I forget you can't read.
Yeah.
Allie Larder. I didn't even spell it right, and it was the first thing that popped up. She's 1976. So she's 2 years younger than me. So she's 48 and he's 75. So Quinn, you were right. He's almost 30 years older than her.
Well, he's 70.
He's 70. You're right.
He's almost 50.
So 25 years. So yeah, that's okay. So anyway, the girl who's his daughter shows up, and she is a little sex pot, and she's supposed to be 17. The actress who plays is 27, whatever. But keep in mind, she's supposed to be 17 on the show. She constantly walks around in her panties, a bikini bottom. At one point, she is rubbing coconut oil all over herself by the pool as one of his older friends who lives in the house with him is gawking at her out the window. This is a real conversation between him and his daughter that occurs in the show. They're at a football game or something, and Billy Bob looks over at her super stud quarterback boyfriend, and is like, "You guys are having sex, huh?" And she goes, "Yeah, but we're practicing safe sex. We have an agreement." And he said, "What's the agreement?" And she says, "He can't come in me, but he can come anywhere on me that he wants."
She says that to her dad.
To her dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's the level of writing that the women in the show have.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah. They're either slutty or shrewish bitches. Basically, are the two types of women on this show. Then
Or
there's
both.
also, but wait, then there's the girl lawyer who comes out to represent the firm or the oil company that he worked for, because one of their planes got stolen by the cartel and was used to traffic drugs. And when it was landing on their private highway, an oil tanker smashed into it and exploded everything. That's how the show starts. So this woman, this young girl who's
It's like a bad Die Hard movie. But go ahead.
yeah. This young girl who's a lawyer, she meets up with him at a bar, and he asks her what she'll be having, and she says she'll have a club soda, and he points to the bartender and says, "Can you get a club soda for the lady here?" And she immediately becomes horribly offended, as would any Gen X libtard, and says, "I really don't appreciate you calling me a lady," and that's the level. That's her. At one point, they're driving to the oil fields, and she sees some windmills, some solar.
Yeah, that's a clip I saw. Yeah, where he goes off in the tirade.
And she doesn't know what they are. First of all, she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer for an energy company, and so he pulls over and proceeds to explain to her what they are and how they work, and that they are way less cost efficient than digging for oil and way worse for the environment than oil. And it takes oil to run them, and it takes oil to make them. And without oil, the whole world will suck. And God bless America and God bless oil. And then after he lectures her, he walks back to his truck, and there's a rattlesnake, and she sees the rattlesnake and freezes and doesn't know what to do. So Billy Bob has to come rescue her by killing the rattlesnake with a shovel.
Okay.
That was the last episode I watched. And then Brandy the other night was like, "Do you want to watch that episode of Landman?" I was like, I don't think I can do any more Landman. Like, I just can't. Like, the way the world is currently going, I don't need to watch thinly disguised propaganda. Yeah, which is all it is. And I'm like, honestly, a little bit shocked that Billy Bob Thornton agreed to read, because I've read synopsises of the rest of the episodes, and apparently there are multiple episodes where there's long spiels where he goes into how wonderful oil is.
Yeah.
How green.
Well, he's playing an oil guy.
Yeah. I get it. And I could get it if he was playing it as the part, and it was also showing like, yeah, these guys are, greedy and mistaken and convinced of their own lies, but they're not. It's done in a way where it's like, see how stupid this girl is. She doesn't know anything about the real world. Oil is, so fuck that show. Anyway, that was my Landman diatribe that I didn't intend to go on.
Yeah.
One quick, my favorite Billy Bob thing ever is he's in some shitty movie where he's chasing Shia LaBeouf for some reason, and all of his henchmen have failed to catch Shia LaBeouf, and he's got him lined up and he's yelling at him, and he's giving him another shot, and he says something along the lines of, "If you fuck this up again, I will find you a job that I guarantee you involves touching shit with your hands." In his down home Billy Bob Thornton way.
He's awesome. And that's the thing. Like, I love watching him, but man, I just can't with that show, dude. I just cannot do it with that show. So, yeah. Any other shows, Bolo, that you watched in 2024 worth a mention?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Those are the ones that I've been watching.
You went off on that Landman tangent like you had prepared material.
No, I didn't. I hate it.
Chris Jones stepped on a landmine. He didn't even know.
Did not know. I'm enjoying
it. It was a landman landmine.
Yeah. I'm definitely enjoying the show.
So you watched the whole show?
Oh yeah, I watched. I think right up to the last. Yeah, I think I got it all in.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
Cool.
Now he has plans to go to the inauguration on Monday.
Yeah. He looks over at Denise after the show. Is like, Denise, I think we could use some oil in this house. buy some barrels of oil. Just store them in the basement, just in case.
Oh my god!
All right, Quinn. How about you? Let's do your tops of 2024.
Tops of 24. Tell you what, I did a list of movies, and I got a top 10. I probably only like about 4 of them. You know what I mean? Like even my top. I mean, I just want to preface this and say none of these are as good as my top 3 from last year, which I don't even remember what they were. But my number 1 movie last year was that Chris Pine Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh,
that was last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't like any movie on my list as much as I like that one. So, I was talking to Brian earlier before the show, and we were talking about how there was like a shit ton of nostalgia sequels this year. There was the Beverly Hills Cop 3, the Roadhouse remake, Ghostbusters, Gladiator, Twisters, and a new Alien movie.
Romulus.
And for the most part, they were all pretty meh. But I'll just run down my list of stuff I watched if I had to rank it, starting from worst to best. I had the Roadhouse remake, Dune 2, Wolves, which I enjoyed. I thought was okay. Saturday Night, which I did see. That's the Saturday Night making of Saturday Night Live back in the day. Kevin Costner's Horizon Part 1. I thought was okay. Alien Romulus did make my top 10. I have it number 5. Number 4 was Nosferatu, which I like very much. Number 3 could be on my best and worst list is The Substance with Demi Moore. I'm telling you, I cannot stop thinking about this movie.
Oh
it's so bizarre.
That might be and yet maybe.
You can't look away. You want to, but you can't. And then the top 2 that I enjoyed, number 2, I have Furiosa, which I liked a lot. I thought was good. And number 1, Deadpool versus Wolverine is the one I enjoyed the most out of the all the movies that year. We get kind of tired of the MCU. And I don't think Deadpool versus Wolverine is a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it made me laugh. I thought it was a worthy sequel to Deadpool. It was in that same vein. And just, it's so good to see Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
so,
Hugh Jackman is a national treasure.
Yeah, exactly. So I did like that. TV.
Treasure. Yeah.
TV, I made a top 5 for TV. The 5th season of Star Trek Discovery was going to be my number 5. That's an underrated show, but I'm going to bump that for Reacher season 2, which I like. I also have The Acolyte, which is better than people give it credit for. I like that show a lot. Number 3, I have season 1 of Ted, which made me laugh harder than any other show did.
Is that the teddy bear?
Yeah,
from the
Seth MacFarlane's Ted is really freaking funny. It's the same.
They had made a show of that.
It's the same humor as the movie. So if you like those movies, you'll like that show.
Love those movies.
Yeah, really, really funny. Number 2 on my list, TV is The Penguin. One of those series where every episode I was like, God damn, this show is so good.
Yeah.
It's not a feel-good show. It's not a feel-good show, as we talked about.
No.
But yeah, really, really well done. Fits so well in the Batman universe, and you don't need Batman at all in it. So it's really good. And then number 1, of course, is Shogun. We couldn't, can't say enough about that show.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's fucking great. That's a solid list. Solid list.
Yeah, and I watched Dune, just to throw that at Dune Part 2.
Dune 2? I did not
Yeah.
see Dune Part 2.
I rewatched Dune 1 in order to watch Dune 2. Go ahead, Chris Jones.
I did the same thing, Quinn. That's what I was
I'm going to have to do that also, actually. And there's a Dune TV show now.
Yeah.
Supposedly really good.
It's prequel.
Yeah. Have you seen any of it?
Yeah, I watched most of the episodes. It's really good.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Is there any spot where one of the older Dune people pulls a younger Dune person aside and talks about how spice is so important and it's way more important than green energy? Because otherwise I can't watch it.
There is
I'll tell you what. Dave Bautista is in both of those movies for no reason. He has a dumb expression on his face the entire time.
Yeah.
He's just like this open-mouthed, surprised, like he doesn't know what's going on. He has no epic scenes or whatever. There's one part where you think he's going to fight. He's going to have a showdown with Timothée Chalamet's character, which sounds hilarious to say out of context, but
that'd be something.
Yeah, they're about to have a showdown, but Bautista's character runs away for no reason.
From Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah, he's like, "Oh no, Chalamet," and just turns and runs.
Well, he is the chosen one, right? So he's supposed to be.
Yeah, but you can't tell. He's all of them are dressed like ninjas, so you can't tell who's who.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, both movies kind of boring. Really well done, a lot of world building, a lot of talk. I really enjoyed Dune the first time I watched it, but I couldn't remember shit about it. So I watched it again. I watched it again, so it was a lot harder to get through the second time. Because you don't have the novelty of the good filmmaking anymore because it's not original to you. You've already seen it.
Yeah.
So you just have the slow pace, and man, it does not throw many bones to the audience. It's just like, hey, here's our mythology. You can digest it. You cannot, but we're going out in the desert, and which is not super exciting anyway. We're going to have sporadic action scenes, and you're either in with us 100% or you're bored.
Yeah.
And Dune 2 is very good. There are a ton of notable actors in this movie with very, very small parts. Like Florence Pugh is in it. Christopher Walken is in it. But Austin Butler has a good part. He's unrecognizable in it. As kind of Dave Bautista's badass brother.
Yeah.
But it seems to me like these people will have bigger, or some of them would have bigger parts in the sequel. Florence Pugh in particular. If there's going to be a Dune 3, I don't know if there, but it seems to be setting up that way.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the top 10 for the year, so I would assume it's getting a sequel.
I guess it looks expensive. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But the Rebecca Ferguson from the Mission Impossible movies plays his mom. She has a big part.
Yeah.
She was in the first one. She had a pretty big part in the first one too.
Yeah. But and she's pretty badass by the end of the second one too. I liked it. I can't, I don't want to shit on it too much because I did like it. It's long. It's an undertaking.
Yeah. But the visuals are fantastic. I'm a fan of those sweeping epic tales, and that the movie both of those movies have scope. You know what I mean? They're a beautiful canvas. You know what I mean? And it's just like you said, it's long. You know what I mean? It's just like it, and some of those shots kind of keep you engaged, and then all of a sudden here comes the exposition. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, and it's so dense. You constantly have the feeling that you're missing something.
Yeah.
Even if you're even if you're not, you have that feeling. So like I get it that spice is important, but it's not driven home to me how or why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, to the degree that it is, it's like they seem to focus on it more than they need to. But anyway, it's yes, it's worthwhile seeing. some of the ones that didn't make my list are a lot of those nostalgia sequels. Beetlejuice was fine. I liked it. I did not, and same with Ghostbusters. I liked them both, but wouldn't make my list. I also saw Blink twice. Did you guys see that?
No, I don't even know
what that is.
That's it's with Channing Tatum. It was directed by Zoe Kravitz. It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
A thriller, I should say.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. They're on like a compound or something like that?
Yeah. She originally wanted to call it Pussy Island, but the studio shot that down, understandably.
I can't imagine why.
But I'm telling you, like, they probably should have kept it because that movie needed a little more character, and that had it. But there's like Christian Slater and Gina Davis are in that movie alongside Simon Rex. Like, they have equally significant parts. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Just kind of these throwaway. Oh, and Haley Joel Osment. But like for no reason, you could seriously have any actors in those roles for that movie. But I'm trying to think of anything else, man. I think I saw Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. And that was kind of, I watched that. Yeah. I can tell you a movie that Denise saw that I didn't, that she loved, was Aubrey Plaza, My Old Ass. Have you seen the preview for that? So I'm probably going to watch that at some point. That's where
Aubrey Plaza, that's a shame.
Teenager. The plot is like a teenager gets high and meets her older self.
Old self. Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
cool
I think she like sticks around for the whole movie. And the old self obviously is Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, that's cool.
So she really enjoyed that. I also saw.
That's cool.
Yeah. For TV, I throw out some other stuff I saw with True Detective, which is just really bleak. Starts out great, doesn't finish that well. I know Jodie Foster won the Golden Globe, and she's great in it, but there's just not. It's just not very enjoyable. And one that's on Apple TV that was good, really good all the way through, is Jake Gyllenhaal in Presumed Innocent. Was excellent. That was a really good show.
Okay.
But that's it for me.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that. Never got to
it. Yeah. I have a worse stuff. Do you want to see I have a number one worst movie that I saw.
Yeah, I do want to hear
that I saw in Brian's basement with him, and that was Salem's Lot.
Hey, Salem's Lot might be on my worst list too.
It sucked.
It was not good.
But it was notable for about an hour into it. Your sister going, "Is this a vampire movie?"
Yeah,
fantastic.
We saw Nosferatu with my sister and her husband, and like right before we started, I was like, "Leanne, this is a vampire movie."
I didn't mention Godzilla versus Kong, but I also saw that.
That's okay. Yeah. All right. So I did not do TV. I did movies. And I did music. Music for me, I did my top 5 albums of the year. Number 5 is Chelsea Wolfe. The album is She Reaches Out to She Reaches Out to She. Chelsea Wolfe.
You're
awesome.
old if you're doing albums. Who buys albums?
I do. Chelsea Wolfe is fucking great. If Dutch was here, he would back me up on that. He loves her. She's just like a goth queen.
I've seen it.
She's fucking great. Number 4 is Oxygen Destroyer. The album is called Guardian of the Universe. They are a metal band that all of their songs are about giant monsters. They're like a death metal band, and all their songs are giant monster based. So this entire album is based on the first Gamera Guardian of the Universe movie.
Oh wow!
Well, just from the band and the album, I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah, well, the Oxygen Destroyer is the name of the weapon that kills Godzilla in the first ever Godzilla movie.
All the words you used there were awesome.
Yeah, I actually reached out to the singer on Facebook. He's a huge Godzilla fan. And I reached out to him because I wanted to know if I could use part of one of their songs as the intro to my YouTube channel. And he was like, "Oh, it would be an honor." And I was like, "All right, cool." And then he started talking to me about Gamera. And then I was like, "Yeah, I really dig that movie." And then like 5 minutes later, or no, that's a lie. Maybe 10 or 12 minutes later, I get like an 8-minute long voice memo from him.
8-minute long?
Immediately followed by a message that's like, sorry I sent you a voice memo, but it's just way faster for me to type about how I feel about the Gamera trilogy than it is, or to talk about it than it is to type. I was like, I don't even know you.
All of a sudden, you have a new best friend.
I was like, okay, I guess I'm listening to this now.
I should do like a documentary as an objective third party on Godzilla people, because it's like it's weirder than you think it would be.
You should. We should take you to G-Fest and you should just document the entire weekend.
Yeah, there's these people are into it, but
yeah.
8-minute voice is hilarious.
My third favorite album of the year is Highly Irresponsible by Better Lovers. Just fucking great. It is the members of Every Time I Die after they had a split a couple years ago. So it's most of those guys, but the singer is Greg Puciato from the Dillinger Escape Plan. It's fucking great. My number 2 album is actually an EP. It is also Chelsea Wolfe. It is Unbound. It's just a 5-song acoustic EP. It's fucking awesome. And my favorite album of the year is by A Swarm of the Sun. The album is called An Empire. It's one of the best albums I've ever heard in my entire life. It is not much in the way of lyrics or singing. It's almost, I'd say it's like 70% instrumental. And it's like the soundtrack to one of the most epic things you've ever seen in your entire life. You pretty much have to listen to it from front to back. Like, it's only 6 tracks, I think. One of them is like 20 minutes. It's basically like a score. It's fucking
that's what it sounds like a movie score.
Yeah, it's incredible. It is so fucking good. And I'm like, I know I'm a metalhead. This is not a metal band at all. It's just like unbelievably awesome music. So those are my top 5. And now for the movies, I have listed my movies from 3 rankings. So I have Crap, which would be 4.5, which would be 0 to 4.5 Van Helsings. Then I have Fine, which is 5 to 7 Van Helsings, and then I have Great, which is 7.5 to 10 Van Helsings. And I have way more Fine movies than I do anything else. But we'll start with the Crap, I guess. Should we start with the Crap?
Yeah.
We'll start with the Crap. The worst movie by far, with a ranking of 3, is The Watchers. Have you heard of this?
Oh, I didn't see that. I heard that was bad.
Directed by Shyamalan's daughter.
Yeah.
It is terrible.
That's Amanda Seyfried, right?
Is it? I don't know. It's really
no, not
bad.
The daughter, the actress that's in it.
I don't know. Oh no, yeah. It's what's her face? She was the it girl for a while. She was in she was going to be like the next. She was in War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise and a bunch of other stuff as a little kid.
She's one of the Fanning. Ellie Fanning.
Dakota Fanning. Yeah,
Dakota Fanning. Okay.
Yeah, she's the main
character.
Right. It's basically the TV show From if it was even more illogical and insane, and also terrible. and also terrible. So that one got a 3. With a 4. I have 2 movies with a ranking of 4. The first is Carry On, which is that Netflix airport heist type movie.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Terrible.
That's the Jason Bateman one, right?
Yeah, with Jason Bateman. And the other one that I ranked a 4 is Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
So.
We joked at the time that Salem's Lot works great as a Blade origin story.
Yeah, that was never not a movie. Coming in at a 4.5. I'll say this quietly to not upset my daughter. The Garfield movie. Although I did have a nice father-daughter date with her.
That's
but
awesome.
Brutal. And then another 4.5 is The First Omen. Not good.
Huh.
Are you talking the First Omen or the original?
It's actually called The First Omen.
You mean Omen or the First Omen?
I mean, yeah, I know. That's a real who's on first. All right, and then we go into the fine category. Coming in with a 5 out of 10, Van Helsing's was The Bike Riders. It was fine. I mean, that perfectly sums it up. It was fine. At the end of the movie, when it was over, I was like, I don't think this movie had a point.
Right.
But whatever. I wasn't not entertained during it. 5.5 out of 10 is Juror Number 2, which is the Clint Eastwood directed movie that
I heard that was good. I did not see that. You're saying that was just fine?
Yeah, I mean, it starts out good and then it really drops off a cliff with just tons of stuff that just makes no kind of sense. Even with like no real knowledge of like how law or court proceedings work, there's still a ton of things where you're like, what? But it's basically a guy gets called to be on jury duty, and as they're doing the murder trial, he realizes he may have accidentally committed murder. And it goes from there.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, like all the ones in my fine category are definitely worth watching. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious. He's just sitting in the jury box, and he's like, "Are they talking about me?
Did I kill this girl?" With a 6 out of 10, I had Roadhouse.
Yeah.
With which we did a deep dive on that back in March or whenever that came out.
Not a ton of difference between Roadhouse and Reacher. Like, just enjoyable. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's just fine. Yep, when it's done, it's done. It's fine. I'm not going to think any more of it once it's over. Another 6 is The Fall Guy. It was fine.
Oh yeah, I apologize. I did watch that just recently.
What would you give that out of 10 Van Helsings?
Oh man, I was trying to figure out why the dialogue was happening the way it was between her and him. It was weird. I mean, it wasn't a good movie. It just wasn't.
Yeah, it's a 6 out of 10.
I love both of those
actors. Yeah, they're great.
Oh, I do too. Yeah,
but like,
here's a shocking 6 out of 10.
Yeah, they're talking back and forth over megaphones, and I was just like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, yeah. It also was a little longer than it needed to be, I felt like.
Well, I think you guys both watched the extended version.
I did accidentally watch the extended version. Yeah. A shocking 6 out of 10 for me. I have 6 out of 10 for this one, Godzilla X Kong, which, see, right there, that should tell you that I was honest with my list.
It's very shocking. That means that was actually a 5 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Oh my god.
6.5 out of 10. I have Wolves, which was fine. I wasn't wild about the last maybe half hour of it, but all in all, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Another 6.5.
They make that movie. Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
make that
I mean,
movie.
watching them together, like I could watch them like go out to lunch and just
exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's pretty much what you're doing.
Yeah,
watching that movie.
Yeah. Another 6.5 out of 10 was Civil War. I
didn't see that. Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst.
Wagner Mara and Kirsten Dunst is in it. That's another good movie. It's pretty grim, but it's solid. 6.5 out of 10. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire.
Yep,
again,
that's about right.
It was fine. 7 out of 10. Now we're into tons of 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Late Night with the Devil. It was all right.
Oh, is that a show?
It is a found footage horror movie.
Oh,
it's David Dumas, however you say his name, Damascene.
Yeah. David not going to work here anymore. Another 7.
You got me drinking with that one.
Another 7 out of 10 was Woman of the Hour, which is on, I want to say it's on Netflix, which is pretty
Is that
good.
the Anna
It's
Kendrick
about
one or no?
Anna Kendrick, the girl who goes on the dating game and gets matched with a serial killer, which is a true story.
Yeah.
So that was good. Another 7 is Heretic, which I discussed
right.
that episode with Hugh Grant. Another 7 is Hellboy, The Crooked Man.
I didn't see a
Fun.
lot of these. I didn't see Hellboy.
I'm surprised you haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
I'm surprised you haven't seen
look
that
it
one
up.
yet too. I feel like you guys would probably would each
I
give it a 7 out of 10.
I wanted to see that. Did it hit streaming, didn't it?
It's on the Plex. Are you on the Plex, Bolo?
I don't think so.
Because I gave you the login stuff for it.
Yeah, you did, and I think I tried
it's-
to log in, and for some reason I can't get it onto like an app onto the TV, so it's kind of like I have to cast it from my phone to
From your
watch
phone?
it.
Oh, really? That's a pain.
Yeah,
in the dick.
so it's like
Yeah. Another 7 out of 10 is Axel F.
enjoyed that.
Right. Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel Foley. Is it called Axel F or Axel Foley? I think it was Axel F.
I don't know. Axel F was the name of the song.
Here's another shocking 7 out of 10. Maybe not. I think that's what I gave it when we first reviewed it. 7 out of 10, Deadpool and Wolverine. It was fine. 7 out of 10, Long Legs, which is the horror / detective-ish movie starring Nick Cage.
Haven't seen it.
It's good. It's set in the 90s. It's pretty solid. It's kind of Silence of the Lambs-ish.
All right.
So it's pretty good. But it's got a supernatural element to it. Another 7 out of 10. Bolo, I know you saw this one. You didn't mention it in your list. Rebel Ridge.
Oh yes, I apologize. Yeah,
that was good.
One.
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
Yeah. Another 7 out of 10. Quinn, you didn't mention this one, but I think you saw this one. Gladiator 2.
Yeah, I saw it.
Me too.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question. How
Yeah.
was Denzel? How did he fit into that whole thing?
He's good in it. I mean, because he's good. He's Denzel.
Yeah, he's Denzel. His it didn't need to be Denzel. It could have been. It could have been anybody playing that role. Just
that movie is basically like,
kind of
you liked
morally
Gladiator,
loose.
let's do some more Gladiator. I mean, that's what it was,
Yeah,
right? It was like
it really is another Gladiator.
Here's some more Gladiator. That's kind of what it was. Yeah. But this time there were sharks somehow.
Yeah, this one's going to be less epic, and it's going to not make as much sense. It's going to be shoehorned in here so we can make some money. That's kind of what that was. And I think I said in the chat, or maybe to you, Brian, like the main character hates Rome in the beginning, and then somehow is fighting for the dream of Rome that was. You know what I mean? You're like, whoa, dude, you said before you hated Rome and you wanted to kill all Romans.
Yeah.
But you turned around and you want Rome. It's like you hate America, and then you're saying make America great again.
Well, that's probably after watching Landman. That's how that works.
Yeah. But I mean, there's some scenes in it that are good. I think it's well done. Like it's always cool to see ancient Rome, with a big budget. But yeah, man, there's sharks in the Coliseum. They put sharks in the Coliseum.
What?
Yeah, and islands.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure that out at work. Like
they used to fill the Coliseum with water, and they'd have naval battles in there.
Yeah, but how would they? We were trying to figure the logistics of this out, right? Because they're on what are essentially maybe not full-size boats, but like 3/4 to the size of a boat. That would be. Yeah. How did they get those fucking things in the? Did they build them in the Coliseum? Like,
well, I think you could come up from the ground, but I don't know. That's a good question. Like,
crazy. But
did they build? Well, I mean, they didn't necessarily have to be real ships. They could have built them for the event. You know what I mean? And then disassemble them.
Yeah, did they assemble them in the Coliseum and then
or maybe you can maybe there's a big entrance where you could just roll them in. I don't know.
But sharks in the Coliseum.
Well, seeing as how they can't get sharks to stay alive at like SeaWorld, I think the ancient Romans would probably have problems with that too. Yeah, transporting them from the ocean to the Colosseum, probably difficult.
doesn't seem like that would be a real thing. And I love how no matter what, every person that fell in the water was immediately eaten by a shark. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like immediately.
They were
It was
they
like,
were
it was like
they were
it was like a video
heat-seeking
game.
sharks.
Yeah, it was like in a video game when you fall in the water and instantly die. That's what it was like.
Yeah.
So it was a bit much. The monkeys. There's a scene with where they fight a bunch of shaved monkeys, and the monkeys are like
They were like saber-toothed dog monkeys. Yeah.
yeah, they were like super angry. So whoever's job it is to shave the monkeys, I'd rather just be a gladiator than have that job because
What I hated about that scene. So there's about 15 gladiators in the little Coliseum thing in the little arena. And they just released this horde of crazed monkeys out there that are just jumping on people's faces and eating them.
Oh God!
And then the main gladiator kind of goes nuts and bites one of the monkeys and kills it. And then the fight's over. Like then everybody's clapping. All the gladiators are standing there, and the monkeys are gone. Like I said to Brian, it's like the Chitauri. Like he killed one, and the rest of them just died.
yeah,
and they weren't shin deep in blood like they would have been had that battle proceeded for another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So it seemed thrown together at times. The emperors. Did you notice the emperor? One of them was the Stranger Things kid, the new Human Torch.
was it really?
Was it Joseph Quinn?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Damn, I did not realize. But yeah, now that you say it, I see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's like I don't know. It's like a beat for beat remake. They really didn't need to do.
Oh
No.
wow.
No, it was a 7 out of 10 for me. And
I mean that's 7 out of 10 is high, but it's worth seeing if you like. It's not like I didn't enjoy it, but when it's done, you're just like, okay, what next?
Yeah.
Like
actually
somebody make a good movie.
I watched Drawer Number 2. Like that's how it was like a real slow. We started watching movies at like 5, and we got through Drawer Number 2, and then Gladiator 2. And then my last 7 out of 10, and the last in my fine list is a movie that I honestly I held off on seeing. I didn't see it in a theater, and then I kind of like forgot about it for a bit. And then when I finally got around to watching it, because I had heard so much good stuff about it, I really wanted to like it. And ultimately, it was just fine. Maybe a little better than fine because I gave it a 7 out of 10, but it was Transformers 1. It would have been much better as a limited series, I think, because they could have stretched it out a bit more. It is good. Thankfully, the humor from the trailers is pretty much the humor that you saw in the trailers is basically the humor in the movie. There's not a ton of just like silly, childish humor. There is some funny parts, but
Okay.
It's a pretty serious movie all the way around. I'd say it's the best Transformers movie since the 1986 animated movie.
Oh wow.
It's definitely better than any of the Michael Bay movies. It's
I don't know, man. That first one with Shia LaBeouf is really good.
It's good. This is a Transformers movie, though. There's no people. There's no need to have humans.
Bumblebee's good too.
Yeah, I would say this is on par with maybe Bumblebee.
But wait a minute, are you saying the very first Transformer with Shia LaBeouf, that was one of the best ones?
No, I mean it's the best of the Michael Bay ones, but it's,
okay.
Yeah.
Why are you dirty? Or why are you sweating? It's like I'm a child.
I'm a child. Like Megatron, Optimus Prime are boys. They're like bros. Megatron's, he's gonna turn bad. Spoilers. Him turning bad is really abrupt, though. Which is like a thing where I feel like it would have been better had it been like a 6-part series.
Yeah.
To give you a little more like depth to why he turned bad. So
I tell you, I made it through about 5 minutes of that movie, and I was like, "This is for kids." Transformers 1. I was like, "This is for kids," and I turned it off.
Yeah, it definitely improves once they get on the point where they're kind of on their quest. I mean, it's definitely a kids movie, but
yeah,
And then in my good to great list, my top 5, number 5 with a 7.5 out of 10 is Saturday Night which
Yeah.
I thought was fucking awesome. I loved it, man.
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I think I wanted more out of it than it gave me.
I liked
it's
it a lot.
interesting.
It was good. It was kind of stressful, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, it was, I don't know. I liked it a lot. 8
I'll
out
tell
of
you,
10.
all the performances in it are spot on. Like the people,
dude, the guy doing Billy Crystal is ridiculous.
The guy doing Billy Crystal looks and sounds exactly like young Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
The guy doing young Dan Aykroyd looks just like him, sounds just like him, got his cadence down. The dude doing George Carlin is great. The guy doing Belushi is really good. The guy that pulls off Chevy Chase somehow. You know what I mean? Yeah, really good. So there's a lot to like there.
J.K. Simmons is great as Milton Berle.
Garrett Morris, the guy playing Garrett Morris, whose last name in real life is Morris. I'm like, is this his kid?
Yeah,
and I had to look. I had to look it up, and it's not his kid. There's no relation, even though he looks and sounds exactly like him, and his last name's Morris.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
I would watch it again. I just I expected it to be funnier than it was. But go ahead.
Number 8, or excuse me, not number 8, number 4 with an 8 out of 10. I have Alien Romulus, which I didn't expect to like as much as I did. I really liked it a lot.
Same. That's better than I thought it was going to be.
That was really, really good. Way better than it had any business being. Didn't we see the trailer for that at Deadpool? And I was like, Jesus, this looks fucking bad.
Yeah, milk that franchise to death. But
very good.
It has ties to the original movie in interesting kind of, I guess, debatable ways. But I liked it.
Yeah. Number 3 with an 8.5 out of 10. Mind you, I like a slow Western. So Horizon Part 1.
It's good.
I gave an 8.5 out of 10. Dude, I'll sit and I'll watch a slow 3-hour Western any day of the week.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I love a Western.
I can get behind a Western.
Yeah,
I'll put that. That's on Netflix, correct?
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. Watch that and watch American Primeval. You'll like them both. And they have some similarities. American Primeval is way, way, way more violent than Horizon Part 1. Horizon Part 1's
I don't know. I don't know. Horizon Part 1.
The attack scene on the village in Horizon Part 1's pretty rough. With the Native Americans.
I don't know. It's pretty violent all the way through. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then my number 2 with a 9 out of 10 is Nosferatu. It was really good. I mean, what can I say? It was fucking great. We talked about it last episode.
We talked about it last episode. It's so well done. Like I said, if you hadn't seen the Dracula story 1,000 times or any times, that's the one I would tell you to see. Okay. But it does suffer from the fact that you've seen the Dracula story 1,000 times.
Yeah. And then my number 1 movie of the year with a 9.5 out of 10 is Furiosa, which it makes me sad that movie bombed because it's incredible.
It's good.
From beginning to end, it's incredible.
Wow.
9.5 is high. That's like a perfect movie.
And I loved it. I mean, I can't think of a movie that I've liked that much in a long time. Like, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's on Netflix too. I mean, both of those movies.
You should 100% watch it. It's fucking great. Like, it's a shame he's not going to get to do another one. Although they're saying now he might direct Thor 5.
Yeah. I would love to see a George Miller Thor movie. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be super fucking cool.
Yeah.
That is my top of 2024 and bottom of 2024.
Wow. That's what that franchise needs after Love and Thunder. Have just absolute badass action.
And Chris Hemsworth's awesome in Furiosa. I mean,
yeah, he really is.
With that prosthetic nose.
Yeah. It's weird that he could be like bare chested with a red cape and not remind you of Thor at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
At all. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
Good range. He's good. And like speaking of dad movies, his those extraction movies that he's in
are really good.
Perfect dad entertainment as well.
Yeah. They're really good. They're really fun to watch.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
But I feel like this year in particular, like, and this is going to sound like grumpy old man. Movies aren't real good anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, for the amount of movies that I saw this year, and I mean, like I said, 90% of, well, not 90%, but a good chunk of my movies were 7 or below. You know?
Yeah, they seem thrown together. They seem and that's the difference. Like, you know, you heard me shit on the Dune movies, but the Dune movies took their time and were well done, like actual movies should be. They just didn't, you know, just the plot was kind of dry. I feel like the rest of the movies that I saw were like hurried or cookie cutter or thrown together. I don't know, man. Like, I grew up where you would see a movie and go, oh, that's going to win the Oscar. Like, you knew it at the time. And now when I see the Oscars, I'm like, all these movies are shit. Or something that you've never heard of, you know?
Like The Brutalist.
Like The Brutalist, exactly.
Which seems to be in the race for, you know, the best picture, so.
Right, but it's not out anywhere. You know what I mean? It's not going to be released because no one wants. Yeah.
What is? Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck it is. So,
me neither.
So
it sounds violent.
Sounds brutal. All right, let's go back.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Here's a fun back in the day. January 6th, 1995, the world was rapt attention, and this was a big deal, which is funny. In the episode of Seinfeld called The Switch, we discovered what Kramer's real name is, what his first name.
Oh, right.
What's his first name?
Cosmo
Kramer.
Yeah, and that's a great first name, by the way.
That's a great episode. That is the episode where Harry wants to switch from dating his girlfriend to her roommate.
Yeah.
So George suggests that George comes up with the idea that Jerry suggests that they have a menage a trois between his girlfriend, him, and the roommate. And then Jerry's like, they're into it.
But yeah, him counseling Jerry was so funny. Yeah. Where he's like, you know, what you are attempting has never been never been successful.
And then Jerry can't go through with it. George is like, are you out of your mind?
Was that the one with the smoking jacket where he's like, I'm not a smoking jacket guy?
No, he said, I'm not an orgy guy. Then I got to get orgy clothes. And then, to make you sad and feel old at the same time, 1985 was 40 years ago.
Wow.
So here are the top 10 movies of 1985.
85 was a great year.
Yeah, as we're about to see. Number 10, Spies Like Us. Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
Fantastic.
Yep. Number 9.
This is a picture of my sister. You could all have her.
That's also the one where he's cheating on the test and he has like the roll of answers in his mouth that he like unrolls. Like it's like a big long tongue.
Number 9, The Goonies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know, I have another unpopular opinion. I never liked The Goonies.
Never?
No, I saw it as a kid. It was too like dark. I didn't care for it.
Huh. I can see now saying it's like played out, but
yeah. I just didn't like it at the time.
That's a movie I could never watch again. I'd probably be fine never watching it again, but I mean I will always love it. But I've just seen it so many times. Number 8 is a movie that Quinn, your mom took you to see, I think, and you had no business in that movie theater, and that is Witness.
Witness. Loved it.
Yeah.
I would have been 11 when that movie came out.
Yeah.
So watching Danny Glover get killed by a shotgun up against the wall.
Yeah.
The one guy drowning in the corn in the silo. Kelly McGillis getting naked.
Yeah. Number 7 is the Indiana Jones-ish Jewel of the Nile.
Great movie.
Yeah, they're that and what's the other one?
That's the sequel to Romancing the Stone.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
both
say
good.
great movie, and I should preface that to and just say I love that movie. Whether it's great or not, I don't remember. I just remember I could watch it now and be really embarrassed for saying that, but yeah, I loved both of those movies back in the day.
Number 6 is Cocoon.
Wow.
Which I think, and I'm not going to do it, but I think if we were to look up the ages of all of the actors, they're all like our age.
Wow.
Yep.
when that movie was made.
I know Tom Cruise is like 10 years older now than what's his face? Than Wilford Brimley was in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. People aged hard back in the day, man.
Yeah,
they did.
Agreed.
Number 5, I don't think I've ever seen number 5. Out of Africa. I've heard of it.
That's Meryl Streep and Robert Redford, if I'm not mistaken. I think that won the Oscar.
Yeah, I think you're right. Then I think I have seen it. Number 4, I think also won an Oscar. The Color Purple.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Wait, are we talking about the Whoopi Goldberg version? Yeah, that one's a good one.
Did that win the Oscar, or did that like?
It was.
I could be completely wrong, but I think it might have famously lost all the Oscars. Like, I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember. But I want to say it was nominated for like 9 Oscars, something like that, back in the day.
Interesting.
But I'd have to look that up. Did Oprah win an Oscar for that? She might have.
No, I don't think so.
And then we got a killer top 3. Number 3 is Rocky 4.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Also, hang on a second. Rocky 4 is a terrible movie. I love it. I love it from beginning to end. I love it from beginning to end. It's a terrible movie.
You sound like me.
Yeah.
That
is.
Yeah. We could have a whole podcast about the Paulie's robot. But in fact, that's a great name for something. We need to make something and call it Paulie's robot.
Number 2, Stallone was on fire. Number 2 is Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually the first one I saw. I saw that before I saw First Blood.
Yeah, same here. It's just so funny. Like I remember going to the Scholastic Book Fair. Remember those?
Yeah.
And a friend of mine buying it was a children's book, and it was of Rambo First Blood Part 2 at the Scholastic Book Fair.
The 80s were great.
Yeah, I know, right? And then the number 1 movie of '85 is Back to the Future.
Yep.
Back to the Future.
Oh man, that's you know what? I never saw the sequels in terms of 2 or 3. I never
Back to the Future.
Yeah, never saw them.
Of good movies that we could dig into this year. Just like what a great year for movies. Just not even. Outside the top 10, there's just a ton of good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Back to the Future, like no lie though, that's a perfect movie. Perfect.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. But like some movies weren't even in the top 10. The Breakfast Club came out in '85, and it wasn't in the top 10.
What?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like,
Club is fantastic.
Yeah. As far as box office.
Yeah.
That was a teenage comedy with curse words in it, so like the audience was limited at the time.
It was an R-rated teenage. Ghoulies came out that year. Missing in Action 2 came out. Mask came out. Everyone's favorite Mask.
Mask is great.
Mask is such a generational thing because nobody.
Oh yeah, nobody
today is watching Mask.
No,
but everybody.
Everybody our age watched Mask. Yeah. Does anybody remember Baby Secret of the Lost Legend? That came out in 1985.
I do not.
About the
Is that
I think it has-
the dinosaur? It's the baby dinosaur?
I think it's got William Cat in it, and they go to Africa to look for Mokele Mbembe, which is the legendary dinosaur. I saw it in the theater. So it's a mom, a
Oh,
dad,
my
and a
God.
baby brontosaurus that they discover. And it was actually a lost movie for a long time.
Is it
because-
animated?
No, it's a live action.
Huh.
The
No,
Last
I
Dragon
don't
came
remember.
out in
85.
85.
Show
The
no.
Last Dragon?
Yeah. Desperately Seeking Susan came out in 85.
I remember watching that movie and trying to figure out what the hell was going on in it.
What, Desperately
Yeah, I
Seeking
didn't
Susan
under-
or The Last
Yeah.
Dragon?
No. Desperately Seeking Susan.
I know.
You son of a gun.
Yeah,
Cat's
same. I didn't know
Eye
what was going on
came out.
either back in the day. But Chris Jones, I remember you and I doing Last Dragon dialogue at First USA. What was that, 100 years ago?
That's a
Yeah,
classic,
pretty
dude.
much.
That's a classic movie.
Oh,
What
good.
else?
Show now.
Yep.
Show enough.
Yeah.
Brewster's Millions came out in 85.
Again, fantastic movie. Brewster's Millions might be a perfect movie. I love that so much.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. A View to a Kill came out, which is the last of the Roger Moore Bond movies, if I'm not mistaken. Fletch came out in 85.
Fletch was
Fletch
fun.
is a great movie.
Yeah. Let's see. The Stuff. That's a classic horror movie. Came out in 85.
I
Return to
didn't see the
Oz.
stuff.
Return to
what's-
Oz came out in 85.
Go back. For a
That's
second.
animated too, isn't it? Or no?
What is the stuff? I can't. It
The
sounds
Stuff
familiar.
Yeah, I
is
don't-
a cult horror movie about a guy who creates. It's like the perfect food called the Stuff. It's like this white foam, but as people eat it, it like mutates them.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's the Stuff.
That's the stuff.
Yeah, Return to Oz is not animated. That is Fairuza Balk. And it's
Fairuza
got the
Balk
pump-
in 85? What was she,
Yeah, she's-
10?
She plays Dorothy, and it's a sequel to The Wizard of Oz. It's got the pumpkin-headed character, and there's a robot, and it was really creepy. Pale Rider came out. St. Elmo's Fire came out in 85. Yeah, that's what I mean. Red Sonja came out in 85. Mad Max Beyond
Red
Thunderdome. Yeah. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Silverado came out in 85.
Silverado is an underrated
Silverado's fucking
gem. That is a
great, yeah.
great movie.
Yes, it
Great
is.
Western.
Great.
First time I ever saw Kevin Costner in that movie.
He's cool as shit in that movie.
He was a kid.
Yeah.
He was so.
Yeah.
young.
He's so young in that movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so
National
funny to
Lampoon's
see
European
him-
Vacation.
Well, hang on. It's so funny to see Kevin Costner be all serious now when he was so silly in that movie.
He was really
Oh,
silly
man.
in that movie, yeah.
Yeah. But go
He
ahead.
fell
What
off
was
his
that one?
horse. National Lampoon's
He would
European
shoot people
Vacation.
and he would shoot people and just giggle.
Yeah. Fright Night.
Oh,
Came
I
out
saw.
in 85.
Hang on.
Right
Hang
now.
on.
What?
I saw National Lampoon's European Vacation. So how old were we guys? 11 or 12 when these came out?
5. What's that? Fifth? I would have been in fifth grade, so I was probably 10.
I saw that in a drive-in movie
Oh, wow.
with my mother and my grandmother. Right, and I just remember.
Oh, yeah.
remember my grandmother at the time when they go to like the burlesque show in Paris.
Yeah.
And I just remember my grandmother saying to my mom, "Charlene, are they wearing clothes? Are they wearing clothes?" Hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Fright Night is another one. Weird Science. Real Genius.
Real
Yeah.
genius.
Val
Pee-wee's
Kilmer.
Big Adventure.
Wow.
Summer Rental. Like, Jesus Christ, man. 85. Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
So good.
So-
Better Off
So
Dead.
about half of these movies you mentioned would be number one on my list this year.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Better Off Dead is great. Godzilla 1985. Teen Wolf. American Ninja.
Teen Wolf.
Dude, so many. Gremlins. That was a re-release of Gremlins.
Oh, Michael J. Fox had Teen Wolf and Back to the Future in the same year.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Invasion USA, Chuck Norris classic.
Yeah.
The Journey of Natty Gann, which I feel like was mentioned a few episodes ago for some strange reason.
I don't know. Sounds like a Western. I don't remember that.
It was about a young girl trying to get across the country during the Great Depression. It's a Disney movie, I think.
That sounds fascinating.
Oh, here you go. Commando.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Arnold.
What else? Jagged Edge.
Bolo, you got to give us the Commando line.
That's why I said, there you go, Bolo.
Come on.
Hold on. Let me think of
Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
With Corey Haim.
Yeah. The Reanimator.
Oh, the animated movies. Those movies are fucking crazy.
Yeah. Crush Groove.
Okay.
Wow.
Death Wish 3. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. To Live and Die in L.A.
To Live and Die in L.A. was good.
North and South, which was, I thought that was a TV movie.
That was a TV miniseries, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Come on, Bennett. Stick a knife in me.
Once Bitten. Isn't that Jim Carrey's first movie?
That's Jim Carrey's vampire movie,
Yeah. Yeah, so some good shit. Ewoks the Battle for Endor. Rocky, I already said Rocky. Santa Claus the movie.
Oh, God.
So, dude, I mean, there's just a ton.
You're at the bottom of the barrel now.
There's a ton of stuff there. So, yeah. So, speaking of the bottom of the barrel, let's bottom out of here before I lose my internet again for some strange ass reason.
Yeah.
Let's see. Again, thanks everyone who tunes in and who tells their friends to tune in. If you could leave us a 5-star review, that would be cool. You can always email us at thegenxlounge@gmail.com or send us a text message through the link that the what do you call it on the podcast is on. And yeah, that'll do it. Hopefully next week or next episode, I should say, Dutch will join us. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a good week. Go Eagles. We'll see you next time. Before we go with our outro, though, we do have a quick word from our sponsor with a vintage commercial that I found. And I found it because this sale still is a thing that goes on. And my grandmother, rest in peace, loved this sale. She never missed it. So everybody else, bye.
Oh, it's that time again. Now, shop right does the cans, selling lots of brands of everything in cans. Today it's great to save some cash, so come to shop right can bash.
Can, you save us for a living brand.